Not long after filming my last video, I noticed that there is a brand new article posted on EA's website under The Sims and The Sims 4. It's titled The Sims 4 in Neurodiversity. New Sims 4 expansion creates new frontier for neurodiversity at EA. I don't know what this could be about or what this could mean, so let's just jump straight into it. Remember those awkward high school days of not knowing what to say or do? That awkwardness sometimes transfers to adulthood too. Here at EA, that is totally okay. In this new high school Sims expansion pack, EA has decided to take a different approach to accessibility. Featured in this new expansion pack is a new attribute, socially awkward. We've sat down with EA intern Anna, who recently returned to EA as a game designer for Maxis, to give you the latest news on this new attribute. Tell me about yourself and your experience as an EA intern. I am a bachelor student in computer science. I chose this major because I wanted to go into a field that allowed me to make a difference. Computer science does allow for much creativity, but working with The Sims game design helped me to facilitate an inclusive experience, which I am passionate about. What exactly can players expect from this social anxiety attribute? Players can expect new game challenges and deeper relationships with the Sims they interact with. Sims with this trait will feel anxious in most social situations and will be able to act accordingly. When they choose to interact with other Sims or engage in a social environment, they will gain big rewards. What in-game benefits will players have from choosing a social awkward Sim? In the past year, the Sims team has introduced sentiments to the Sims world. Sentiments are the emotions that your Sims feel towards another Sim. These sentiments are tracked in the game and factor in determining your relationships. When using a social awkward Sim, all social interactions are more likely to fail. As a result, a Sim gains more positive sentiments and receives more positive buffs when they choose to respond to a unique social event. Additionally, the Sim becomes more confident and the Sim gains a more unique, deep, and permanent relationship than other Sims that do not have this trait. So far, I'm really liking this. It's kind of just giving us a little deep dive more into this trait and how it's actually affecting the game. I've said this so many times, but I still have yet to jump into the game. I plan on starting my Let's Play sometime this weekend. I have a lot planned for that and I want to take my time with it, but just reading about this and understanding how deep this actually goes and how much thought they put into this trait is honestly really amazing. And it's cool having some insight into this despite all of the other issues that many players are currently experiencing with the expansion pack and the latest free patch update. This is definitely a breath of fresh air. Tell me more about what inspired you to create this feature. It has always been a passion of mine to break stigmas surrounding mental health and bring more awareness to neurodiversity. I've played Sims since I was a kid because it gave me a space to explore my identity. It was a safe space. Now that I am older, I need to see myself and others reflected in other ways. As a person who is neurodiverse, I believe that just like in reality, a Sim should live authentically. Creating a Sim like this just seemed like another step toward making a more inclusive and realistic environment for all players. I also feel like this is definitely going to open up more doors, not just with The Sims 4, but maybe future Sims games to come with inclusion. Putting all the bugs and issues aside, the Sims team has been on top of the game when it comes to inclusion and representation, at least in recent years. That is one area that they have definitely been stepping up in and have been proving to the community that this is one area that they are not going to fall flat on, at least ever again, because earlier on in The Sims 4, that was definitely a problem with the skin tone swatches and many other things. What is your favorite part about the process? The creative process was my favorite process. I was passionate about focusing on the positive aspects of social anxiety and really made sure that the positive attributes and rewards I was implanting reflected that. One of my favorite aspects is the 2 peas in a pod attribute. When two socially awkward Sims become friends, they become friends for life. I am really looking forward to players discovering trait quirks like this, which I personally have not explored this yet, so seeing that is like really amazing. The Sims team definitely does lack in a lot of areas. There are many things that could be improved upon. I mean, there's a long list we can go on for hours hours on that, but I feel like when it comes to representation and nailing these types of things, they are definitely going to focus more on this than anything else, at least at the current moment. What was the process like from beginning to end? What considerations did you make? What types of research did you do? Well, there are two other traits in this pack as well: party animal and overachiever, both of which are school related. There wasn't really a social trait. As you know, this is a high school expansion pack, so I thought, why not explore this and really push neurodiversity? We have all been socially awkward at one point in time, and given our current pandemic climate, social anxiety and anxiety in general is on the rise among teens. A report I read said that around 22% of 16 to 17-year-old teens said they experienced some form of social anxiety. I wanted that experience to be represented in our Sims as well. I used a lot of my own experience, external experience, as well as working with internal mental health groups within the company to conduct research. Creating this Sim was difficult because realistically anxiety is triggered by multiple instances that couldn't be replicated in the game, and that is definitely very true. A challenge I had was choosing how to display this anxiety as an emotion. I didn't want this idea to be scary for players to encounter, but to feel approachable. I tried to add situations that would make people anxious, like the cafeteria, hanging out with friends, or unique social situations at work or school where Sims would have to make defining choices. So they knew that there would be limits. Like, these types of things are fun to explore and have represented in the game, but they knew that, you know, with the limitations of the game and the game engine, there was only so much that they could do, but I'm glad that they were able to do as much as they have with this trait. I love that. And finally, what do you hope players will get out of this feature? I really hope players will be able to create and identify more with themselves through their Sims. I think this trait will allow players to play out their traits and anxieties in the safety of this game. I think this will bode well with the positive reinforcement that happens when a Sim interacts. It will also allow non-disabled players to sympathize and understand players with disabilities and hopefully create meaningful conversations and change. This is amazing. I actually love the way that they approached this with this blog post, and this along with other changes like the pronouns, the sexual orientations. Even though things definitely don't work the way that they should or haven't been rolled out to all players worldwide, they're taking the right steps and doing the right things. I just hope that we begin to see more over time and that things don't kind of disappear into thin air, you know, because we've seen that happen with things that they give us, they stop building on them or forget about them. I hope that these changes for self-identity, self-expression, inclusion, representation do not evaporate basically over time. And lastly, they close with, at EA, we are always looking for innovative ways to bring more diversity into our games. If you would like more information about this feature or Sims 4, visit the official website. So let me know down below what you guys think of this. This was definitely a very interesting insight into this trait from the Sims 4 high school years, and there were some things about this that I didn't know at all, so it was definitely educational as well. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts below, and I'll see you guys sometime soon. Take care and happy simming. Want to get to know me more? I'm sharing a more personal look into my life behind the scenes over on Patreon. You'll have access to lifestyle videos, mukbangs, and all sorts of other fun vlogs, as well as have your name featured at the end of videos like the one you just finished watching, as my way of saying thank you for supporting me a little extra. If you aren't already over there, I hope to see you soon.